Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase we're going to be looking at the Decepticon Insecticons. What we're going to do with this video, we're going to have a quick look at all of them in both of their modes. I'm going to point out to you the main differences between the deluxe and the standard Insecticons. I'm lucky enough to have some packaging for each one of them, so we can have a look at them boxed and the packaging and artwork with them as well. Now the main purpose of this video is to do exactly that. It's to show you the big differences between the deluxe and the standard Insecticons. And I know you've heard me say this a lot of times and you're probably finding it a bit unbelievable now, but again in the UK we had none of the deluxe Insecticons at all. They just weren't released over here. So I get quite a few questions from my UK viewers and indeed people who've just not seen them. They want to know, the main differences. How much bigger were they? How much more detailed were they, etc. And so hopefully with this video, I'm going to be able to show you exactly that. So of course, as you can see along the top step there, we've got, they're all mixed in between each other. So you've got the 4 deluxe Insecticons and the 3 original. And before we get started, a quick little fact for you, a bit of trivia. That the Insecticons started the trend for the Decepticons exactly the same as what the Dinobots did for the Autobots. And what this was it meant that all the subgroups, you could tell which affiliation they were with just by the end of their name. So the subfaction, obviously Insecticons, meant that they were Decepticons. And then from there you had Constructicons, Stunticons, Combaticons, etc. So the Insecticons started that trend for the Decepticons. And of course, as I've just said, the Dinobots for the Autobots. So let's have a look at them then. So you can already see before I pick them up individually that they are much bigger. So let's have a look at the extra bits of detail. I'm not going to go through every single one in super detail. It's just going to be a bit of a, not a whistle stop, but just a quick showcase just for you to have a look at them. Most of them have got their own individual videos anyway, and I'm going to be doing some more and updating them soon. So this is Venom. And the thing about the deluxe Insecticons were they had a lot more articulation than the standard ones. They were deluxe. I suppose the clue is in the title. So you can see you've got a knee joint there, you've got a hip joint at the waist as well, so you can completely move the whole leg, turning it around, and the feet as well. The arms at the shoulder and a little bit at the bicep, shall we say. The big thing with the deluxe Insecticons is they were so much more finicky, and that's probably why they're quite hard to get on the secondary market now, because they do get broken. You'll notice that my Ransack is broken, and I'll point him out to you in a second when we get to him. But yeah, and the other thing as well is they all came with 2 weapons, and apart from the colour scheme being much more bright, yeah, they were great figures. They really were. Again, just devastated we didn't get them in this particular country. Before we move on to the ones that you've probably seen loads, I'm just going to pick Bombshell up again and put him right next to him so you can see just how much smaller he is, coming up to about the chest on Venom there. Right, let's pop him back. So of course, probably loads of us have seen loads of these. There's unfortunately knockoffs of these available out as well now. So he's just got movement at the shoulders, quite a lot actually. That's a good bit of movement there. And of course the main thing with the original Insecticons was they used quite a bit of chrome, and of course there's just the one weapon that we mentioned. Right, again, not going to spend too much time. I want to make this as informative as I can and as quick as I can. So the next one is Chop Shop, and again you can see he's obviously got loads of legs everywhere, so you need to be aware of them. Some of them are tucked away and hidden in the back as well there. I've just kept that so you can see. So yeah, they were far more finicky. And of course, there's the 2 weapons that he's got as well. And the colour scheme, yeah, really bright, crazy colours. But they did look so good. And of course, these weren't in the Sunbow cartoon at all. Whereas and this is probably a reason why I like the Insecticons, especially the standard ones, so much, because they were in the Sunbow cartoon loads. They were obviously quite a big part of it. And again, funnily enough, talking about the Dinobots, that was their main sort of adversaries, wasn't it? So here we go, we've now got obviously Shrapnel, and again, good use of the chrome. He's just got a bit of movement in the waist and the legs, and yeah, everybody's seen him. The things to be aware of is these tend to come quite loose, and you'll see even more so, funnily enough, I've put him right next to him intentionally. Barrage, who's next to him there, he should actually be, if I bring him over, now I've done again a video on him by himself, and his front bit, look at this, like that's how loose it is. It should stay up there. And again, there's his 2 weapons, gun and they've all got like a sword or a spear as well as a gun, and they use a lot of their tuck-in and hiding parts. There's some beetle legs hidden inside the back of his legs there as well, so they were really good at concealing all the extra insect legs and things. Again, there's a video of this by himself on my channel if you want to have a quick watch of that. This, as I say, is just a showcase of them all. And then here we go, kick back again, great use of the chrome, and of course because these were pre-transformers as well, that's why they've all got these cockpits there as well. And I'll just spin it round. Main thing with all the original Insecticons is to be aware of all the back legs and the back wheels. They were the ones that were always missing from them. Moving over to the final one is Ransack, and as I said, unfortunately for me, this guy, see, he's got the two legs there. He should have the two legs there, but he's broken off. But again, crazy colour scheme. You can probably, if I do that, and especially if I turn it around, you can make out his wings on the back of him, you know, all these antennae and things. So flimsy, so fragile. And again, he's got two weapons, a little shield rather than a spear, and a gun. These, funnily enough, I mentioned in my last one of my videos that I managed to get all these in one big go, and that's the day I was lucky enough to be invited to see Matt at Transformerland, so I took the opportunity of getting them. I'd had them building up for a few months before I went out there, so that's how I managed, because again I was asked that afterwards. I was like, how did you get your deluxe insecticons? And again, the same answer I always give everybody is, you know, it's easier to build up a collection, build up a bit of a bulk, and then get it all paid in one go. So some of these are sealed, but let's have a quick look at the boxes then. So the funny thing is as well, I've got just as many Canadian boxes as I have Hasbro. So this is the Canadian box for Barrage. The name is exactly the same in both languages. Crazy thing is the price there is $7.50, but half price from 15 Canadian dollars, so that's super cheap, 7.5 Canadian dollars. They've all got this battle scene on the back because they were all released in 1985. And of course the big difference is the deluxe ones weren't in the Sunbow cartoons at all. You've got the dual language with the Canadian there. I'm not going to spend too much on that because they've all got the same. In fact, I've got both of these. So I've got the Hasbro box here of Chop Shop. There he is. And then while I'm here, I might as well have a look at the Canadian one at the same time. That's just on the back shelf, but I've put this here, funnily enough. Obviously they're both Canadian, but that's an idea for you, the size different in packaging as well. So it's much bigger, much thicker, much more depth to it. And there's the Canadian one. This is sealed. The sealed ones are going to go off for grading, but at the moment, obviously and of course, let's have a quick look. They changed his name there to Tranqueur. I've probably pronounced that terribly wrong, I'm sorry. But yeah, at the moment, due to obviously all these restrictions here, there and everywhere, they're taking ages and ages to grade them and get them back, etc. Here's a Ransack in his alternate mode. And there's a good bit of artwork there. Again, quite tough, quite tricky transformations. When I do the individual bots again, I'll show you just the difference and just how much more difficult they are, time consuming, etc. And then this is Venom. This is an English one, so Hasbro box. I mean, the biggest thing is obviously what you can see is the fact that the colour scheme they used is totally out there. And yeah, they are bigger, far more articulation points, much more detail, double weapons, and yeah, a lot bigger. This is Canadian version of Shrapnel, and I'm going to attempt this. Éclats d'obus, or éclat d'obus. Terrible French impression there, or attempt. And there's your dual languages on these, and as I've just mentioned, you've got the same battle scene on the back. There we go, let me just pop this up here. And I'm just going to get one of these because they are, in fact, no, I might as well, while I'm doing the whole thing, I just want to be super careful. Again, these are all sealed contents. I'm really lucky to have these, but again, I've had these now, wow, well over 10 years anyway. The funny thing, oh, there we go. This one made its way over to me from France. There's a Toys R Us sticker there and it says 10 francs on it. Okay, nearly there, penultimate one. Thanks for sticking with me with this. Hopefully it's been informative and interesting for you to see. There's Kickback. this was $5.99, so it's crazy how these have managed to make their way to the UK unopened. I mean, the tapes come off, a couple of them on the side, but the whole content is 100% sealed. And yeah, they do look just as good as what I remember them looking like in the shops. And again, you can see the sunburst there just to know that they're not knockoffs or copies. But there you go. So we've got all 7 of the insecticons. So of course, I've already said, and I suppose this could be a good theme of videos that I'm going to be doing, you know, figures that weren't released in the UK, etc. But there you go. So the mad, multicoloured, much bigger insecticons that you can see there mixed in with the original ones. Let's just quickly go through the names to recap. So we've got Venom, we all know Bombshell, Chop Shop, Shrapnel, Barrage, Kickback, and the final one is Ransack. These are all Decepticons. They all came out in 1985 as part of Series 2 of the Waves, or the Generation 1 continuity of figures. And yeah, they're still very, very popular characters. The original 3 have just been re-released under the Generations. I say just, but staggered out across Titan's Return, etc, etc. And I just really like them, so I hope you enjoyed looking at them. If you were lucky enough to have any of these when you were a kid, hope it brought back some nice memories. And yeah, as I say, if this has helped you with your decision of whether you want to purchase any or get any more, I hope it's helped. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you for all your likes, your subscriptions and your comments. Keep them all coming. And if you're not already a subscriber, as everybody always says, and we're so sorry to keep saying it, but it really does mean everything to the channel if you do hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much for that. And of course, please take care. Thanks for watching. Like and comment. And don't forget to subscribe.